I think I might actually be streaming, but we're going to change that. Let's get rid of that. Mute. All right, friends, are we on? Hey, everybody. I haven't live streamed in a while, and I thought it would be fun to do it. There was a message on Facebook from Alicia Jenkins. She had asked about how to get the course of Cocodona 250, the GPX file that had each segment separated out. And that's something that I was going to do anyway, so I offered to do it. And then I thought, well, while I'm doing it, maybe I will live stream it so that I could show how I do it. And I guess maybe somebody could learn if they want to from it. And so I'm going to do some Cal Topo work and ask questions if there are any. It looks like I've got a couple people watching. Hello, Brother Nature. Hey, Nestor. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. And let's turn off this thing here. Whoops, how do I? There we go. Let's do not disturb for an hour. All right. Any other preamble I need to make? Maybe not. I might need to take a break at some point. I've got some yard equipment in the garage that I'm trying to get rid of on Facebook Marketplace, and there's two people who say they're on their way here. So if that happens, I will take a wee break and then put up a slide so that you know that I'm coming back, and then I will finish up wherever I left off. So that's the plan. If you have questions, please put it in the comments, and I will try to keep looking over here at this comments thing. In fact, if I need to test this out. I haven't done this live streaming thing in a while, so I had to make sure that I even remembered how to get the software reinstalled and everything. So hopefully this is going to work. I'm just going to look at this computer for a moment just to verify that I see what I'm expecting to see. I'm looking at the YouTube live stream that you're looking at, but it's a little bit delayed from real time, so I need to wait for it to catch up to us. All right, well, I think I see why it's not even going to show me the thing I'm going to show. I need to switch things. All right, let's get started. I just want to make sure that things that I have on screen, I have the little comments box on screen, and I don't think it's showing it, but I can't really tell. So I'm going to wait for the live stream to get caught up with the screen, and then I'll stop being so boring and actually get into some fun Cal Topo stuff. Hi, Conco. Thanks for joining. Hi, Daniel. Good to see you here. Daniel, I don't know if you know anything about Cal Topo, but it's a pretty cool mapping piece of software. Okay, I think that I'm good to go. All right, introduce the crowd. Daniel happens to be a fan of a video game that I worked on back in the mid-1990s. And so he and I have chatted a lot over the years. And so it's kind of fun that he's saying hi. Oh, look at this. Let's even try to add the button. Look at that. This relay. I'm going to put this here. Put the question on the screen. Look at how official we are. Dr. Joe Fit asks, let's put it right there, why separate it out? Excellent question. And there's, well, multiple reasons why. Visually, what I like to do is make it so that they're like alternating blue and red each segment. That way it really looks, you can really see where the different segments are. But another reason why you might want to have separate segments is that if you're doing any navigation on your watch, you might want to be able to control it and go segment by segment. At least that's what I like to do. So I'm going to load up, and at the end of this whole thing, I will load up 20 different files on my watch. And then during the run, if I'm in a segment that I want to use that information, then I can start to navigate that course during the event. I like to know things like how far to the end of the segment. And if the segment is the entire race, then the watch will tell me how far until the end of the race. When I'm really more interested in just how far to the next aid station. So that's one of the reasons why. And then I think it's just, I like to think that it's easier for the watch to have less data to deal with by having everything in per smaller chunk. Maybe it's easier for memory management or something. At least I like to think that. Okay, let's get started. So here I am at the Cocodona website, and I'm going to go to the course page. By the way, if you hear a bunch of Facebook dinging, it's because of this marketplace thing that I'm trying to do. So sorry for the distraction. People keep saying, "Is this still available? Is this still available?" And I got people on their way for them. So anyway, that's what the noise is all about. All right, and on this Cocodona page, you were there earlier when I started down this project. The Cocodona page doesn't have the race on it. Oh, it's because I need to choose the distance. I think that's why. Yeah, here we are. Okay, the Cocodona 250 course. There it is. There's the elevation profile down below. Let's go ahead and open this up in CalTopo by clicking this link right here. And so this is the CalTopo link as provided by RViper Running. Now, this is their file, so I can't make any edits to this. But of course, I wouldn't want to be editing it because it's the one that everybody's using. So we're going to make a copy of this. And the way that I'm going to do that is by exporting this file as a GeoJSON. So in this particular case, I'm going to make sure that everything is selected and make sure that GeoJSON is the option. And then I will click export. All right, fast. Next, now let's close this by clicking close at the top. And now I'll click the import button over here on the left. This map objects thing, by the way, is in this little side nav. So if that side thing is not open when you're in CalTopo, there's this little nub on the side. If you tap that, click that, that opens up the map objects panel where I can click the import button, choose the file. I'm going to navigate to the desk or the downloads folder and choose that .json file that I just created. And now it shows me all the things that are in this file. And I could, at this point, I could even choose to not show everything, on screen. So I could turn off the water stations if I wanted to, for example. But let's for now leave everything there. I'm going to import everything from this file. And now it's going to ask me for a name. So let's call this Cocodona 250 23 and save. Okay, so at this point, I have a Cocodona 250 2023 CalTopo map, and I can share this link here with you, and you can open it up. I'll share the link at the end. Well, I mean, I can't share it with you at any point, but I'm going to be editing this. So let's go ahead and get started. So just thinking about how this is going to go. I might make a couple changes first before we really get going. You might notice that the miles are indicated in some cases with three digits and in some cases with 2 digits. And that is making sorting of these aid stations kind of break a little bit here. This is presented alphabetically, and obviously mile 37 doesn't come after mile 243. So I'm going to edit the names of these markers and make sure that the mile indication is in 3 characters. So that opens up this little editing window at the bottom right. I'm going to add a 0 and then click OK. And now that updates. And in a moment when I'm finished with this, I'll refresh the page and I'll have everything sorted in a better way for me. So let's do that. 0. 2 more. Friendly Pines. It's going to be 071. By the way, Dr. Joe Fit, let's add your question back on screen for a moment. Another reason why you might want to do something like separate it all out is it just gives you an opportunity to really study the course and learn the names of things in a way that you might not otherwise. So it's really powerful for me anyway to just sit here in CalTopo and really get to know the course and then learn about the names of all these different things. I'm distracted at the moment because I'm wondering if one of my one of my Facebook peoples here. Mark 3:15 and I don't see it yet. Okay, I would love it if they came right now because this would be a nice place to take a break. All right, so I've got the things I'll rename. Now let's just click the refresh button of my browser, and now I've got all of the markers separated out. Daniel asked, "What running watch am I currently using?" This is what I'm. Here, let's switch back to full screen camera. I'm using this bad boy here. This is a. Oh, I can't turn that direction. Also, it's all weird to look at the camera. Anyway, it's a Garmin Enduro version 2. And it is one of its things is supposed to have really good battery life. Hello, Mateo. Thank you for coming along, watching. We're working on the Caltopo map. Oh, you know what? I do think that that's our guy. All right, well, let's let him get here. I asked him to message me. Oh, Margaro. Okay, good. Friends, I'm going to take a quick break. Don't go away. I'm going to go deal with this Facebook Marketplace thing, and I'll be back. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't see your message. Trails of an Old Runner. Still muted. All right. I think I don't know if we're caught up with the audio, but the audio should be back now. My when I left, I muted, and I should be unmuted. So thank you for letting me know. Sorry I didn't see it right away. Okay. Okay. So what I was telling you with all that stuff that you couldn't hear me was that if you click the name of a line, it zooms to that line. So I'll zoom way out here, click the name of the line, and that zooms to that. That'll come in a little bit. That'll come in handy a little bit later. You click this little button here that shows you the elevation profile. And with the elevation profile open, you can move your cursor along and see where that is on the map. So that gives you a chance to be like, what the hell is this climb right here? Well, that is the coming up out of Cocodona climb. I remember that from last year. Okay, and then the other button is the edit button, which is the pencil. And so with the, let's see, hello, CalTopo, how come? Let's refresh. The button stopped working. And then the last button is this pencil, which allows me to change the name, add comments, change the folder where the thing lives. And what I had said before that you didn't hear is that I like to use a line weight of 4. And so, yeah, I'm just going to make that line weight a little bit heavier and click OK. Alrighty. Let's get into it. Oh, but let's also change the base layer of the map. Right now, the map is showing us OpenStreetMap. I'm going to switch it to whatever looks best to me. I feel like I should have a better idea of like what these actually are, so I could just go directly to them, but I end up just sort of choosing whatever I feel like looks the best or is the most interesting. Sometimes Scan Topos looks pretty sweet. Yeah, I think I like Scan Topos. It's also kind of fun too, also just use satellite views. That way you can actually sort of get a sense of it. But with labels I don't like the way this all looks. So when I work on it, I'm usually in a map. So let's go to Scan Topos. This option for slope angle shading is kind of cool. That makes it so you could see, it adds a color overlay with steepness of things. So it just sort of helps the steeper parts really pop. Okay, so now that I've sort of done this preamble, pre-setup stuff, we can actually get into it. And what's really nice about a course like this that has a single line is that finding the aid stations and splitting up the course into smaller and smaller sections is really easy. Sometimes with courses that have out and backs or lollipops, it can be a little bit trickier to actually cut the line. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all these spots where there's a stop, and I'm going to basically split this red line, and so that I end up with about 20 something other small lines. Let me just tell Leah that Jesse's going to be here in 10 minutes. Jessie said she'll be here in 10 minutes. Okay, sweet. All right, easy, easy, easy. I'm going to zoom in just to make it easy for myself to get... sort of like, again, see it and understand the course. I'm going to right click right here on the aid stations. My cursor is directly over the aid station, and I'm going to click. Actually, I don't need to right click. I just need to click. So it doesn't matter if I right or left click. Just click. It puts up this menu. Now, CalTopo is telling me at this point that there's 2 different things that I can work with. I can work with the aid station object, or I can work with the line. And what I'm interested in doing is working with the line. And I'm going to split it. Now, I should also do one more thing before I split it, which is make a backup. You should always make a backup of your work. So let's do a copy as line. And I'm going to just call this entire course so that I just really reinforce that this is the entire course. Say OK. And now I'm going to turn it off, sort of hide it and get it out of the way. Now I'll click again on Cottonwood Creek, go to Cocodona 250, which is the whole line. I'm going to click modify and then click split. And then it says, are you sure you want to do that? And I say, yeah, I'm sure I want to do that. And now that has created two different things. So one is this Cocodona 250 line and this Cocodona 250 line. I'm going to edit this. Let's see, actually, I don't know which this is. If I turn it off, okay, that's the second one. So this is the first one. So let's edit the first one and change its name. I'm just going to, for now, call it O1. Actually, make it easier. Let's call this O1 start to Cottonwood Creek. Sometimes I do this in phases where like I don't rename them all until later, but since you're watching, let's just go ahead and do it all together at one time. Start to Cottonwood Creek. And now that label appears there on that thing. I can turn it on and off. I can click on its name to center it and zoom it to just that one. And now that segment is now separated out. So let's cruise along the course to the next aid station, Mountain or Lane Mountain. I'm going to just click on Lane Mountain, and I'm going to modify it. Choose split. Yes, I want to do that. And now I'm going to rename this the second segment. So I'm going to click. I could, instead of clicking the pencil over here, the other way that I can edit it is by clicking on the line, click edit, and that puts it up down here. And I'm going to call this O2 Cottonwood Creek to, what is it, Lane Mountain. I don't like actually having to type all this, so I'm going to try to do better with copy paste. So let's copy Lane Mountain. We don't need mountain twice. Lane Mountain copy. So there is Lane. Oh, the other thing I forgot to do is alternate the color. So edit that. I want my even numbered segments to be blue. So I'm going to zoom back out just so you can see the work so far. I've got start to Cottonwood Creek, and then here's Cottonwood Creek to Lane Mountain. And yeah, okay, sweet. Lane Mountain to Crown King Saloon is a pretty small section. So let's right click on, not right click. I keep saying right click. It's just a click. Click on that spot, and I'm going to split it. And this is going to be called O3 Lane Mountain to Crown King. Let's copy the name Crown King. And now I've got those three segments. Let's split the next one. Longer section from Crown King to Arastra Creek. I think that's a new aid station, right? We didn't have that in 2001. So we'll split that segment, click OK. Let's rename this one to be O4 Crown King to, can I copy this? You know what? Check this out. I think I can click here, copy this text, copy, and then here we go, paste. And make it blue, because it's even. Okay. Close. Sweet. Let's get to the next one. Arastra Creek to Camp Kippa. All right, now I'm going to get kind of zoomed in here so I can snip it right at the right spot. I'll go ahead and split right at the end of that out and back to the aid station. And now I'll zoom back out a little bit. Mount Union. God, I remember that section from 2001. It went on forever to get there. It was dark. It felt like it was nothing but climbing the entire way. And yeah, that was a long, I felt for like, seeing Camp Kippa aid station was very happy making. Arastra Creek to Camp Kippa. Copy Camp Kippa. And now we'll zoom out. Friendly Pines. Click on Friendly Pines. Let's split it. And I'm going to edit this one. And this is segment 6. Camp Kippa to Friendly Pines. Let's copy it. Okay. And, oh, let's make it blue. Edit. Color blue. Okay. All right. Friendly Pines. Friendly Pines is also going to be a new aid station. What did we do last year? Or in 2001? I can't remember how we... Oh, yeah. We actually had an aid station at Camp Wamatochik. That's right. So we came into Camp Wamatochik in 2001. And then we left. I can't remember. Did we... We went on this groom trail, maybe? Yeah, I can't remember how we did all that. So it's going to be a little bit different this year. We're going to have an aid station at Friendly Pines instead. And then we'll cruise from Friendly Pines through some more forests and then eventually head into Prescott. Let's change this. I'm not sure I'm totally digging scanned topos at this moment. Not feeling it. What does OpenStreetMap look like? Yeah, this is okay for now. I kind of like OpenStreetMap. All right, so let's split the line here. Modify, split. Okay. And then I'll edit this one to be segment 7. 07 Friendly Pines to Whiskey Row. Copy, close. Okay. And then we go through town. And then we go through this really cool Granite Dells past Watson Lake. That section's fun. And right here where we go down and cross this water right below the dam, that section of the course is beautiful. It's really green. So you'll enjoy, everybody will enjoy that, I'm sure. And then, so that's really cool and beautiful. And then you come back out here and it's just so exposed. This last section into the Iron King aid station is hot. At least it can be. So let's split the trail here at Iron King. And this will be segment 8, Whiskey Row to Iron King. Copy. Oops, make that blue. Edit. Blue. All right. I'm assuming there's no questions since you guys aren't asking any questions. So then we leave Iron King, we go across this field, we get onto a road, and then we go across Fane Ranch. But this is there's really no trail here. We just go straight across to this culvert underneath the road, and then this thing here is kind of fun. This was like a police impound lot or something, and then this was like a road track that the police, I don't know, train on or something. I don't know. It was kind of interesting to see this little thing here next to the horse track where the aid station is located. So let's split the course. Split. Okay. And then the section right before is going to be section 9, Iron King to Fane Ranch. Copy that. And then we leave Fane Ranch and go along the highway. This section, I did not enjoy this last time. Probably won't enjoy it this time. But then the climb up onto Mingus Mountain is pretty cool. And this coloration you see here, this is that, what do you call it? The slope angle shading. So when I turn that off, you can see it go away. So depending on the map type, the slope angle shading is just really helpful to help understand the contours better. You can also enable contours, and now it looks like truly like a topographical map. Let's just check that. Mark is the person I'm currently waiting for from Facebook Marketplace stuff. All right, so anyway, eventually we climb up, finally get to Mingus Mountain, so we'll split the course right there. Modify, split, okay. And the section right before the aid station, we'll edit that, and that's going to be segment 10, Fane Ranch to Mingus Mountain. I don't want to type Mingus Mountain, so copy that. Hello. Close, please. To Mingus Mountain, okay. Oh, it needs to be green. Not green. It needs to be blue. Edit. Blue. All right, so I just want to zoom out really quick so you can see the work so far. It's pretty cool, right? So red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, alternating. It just kind of helps visually distinguish all the different segments. All right. Sorry, sir. Okay. Let's continue on. From Mingus Mountain, we go to Jerome. Is this the worst section of the course? You decide. Oh, I remember we all complained going into Jerome in 2021 on a different route into town, and then last year they announced this new route into town, and I think a lot of us complained even after that. All right, so I'm going to zoom in nice and close here, right next to the aid station. I'm going to modify the course and split it. Click OK. Here we go. Finally, a question to ask. It gives me a chance to pontificate on something else for a moment. What shoes do I use, Mateo? I use primarily Topo Athletic Ultraventure Pro is what I've been running in for the last couple of years. I really love the Ultraventure 1 from Topo Athletic. And then they came out with the Pro, and I love the Pro. So that's what I've been running in primarily. I might squeeze in an Ultraventure 1 here and there in the run. It's just soft, and I like that shoe quite a bit. At Cocodona, I don't think I use road shoes, although that would be an option at some point along the way. There's not very much about Cocodona that I think that really requires trail shoes. But some people I'm sure are going to be doing road shoes. In some runs, I've actually switched into road shoes for road sections, and that can be really nice because it actually just kind of gives the feet a break, and it gives them something else to feel. All right, let's edit this section before Jerome. This is going to be segment 11, Mingus Mountain to Jerome. Copy Jerome. And then we leave Jerome. This little section is pretty steep going down. And then we hit this road. And then actually, I guess that's all trail. And then finally this road. I think there was like some dogs barking at us somewhere around here last year. Through Clarkdale. Crown King to Arastra Creek. That is, Caltopo's lying to us with that label right there. Finally, we hit the Dead Horse Ranch State Park. So let's split it right there. Modify, split. Okay. And the segment before the split, I'm going to rename that to be segment 12, Jerome to Dead Horse Ranch State Park. I believe I found out that I have a cousin who is a camp host at Dead Horse Ranch State Park. If that's true, that's pretty cool. I should find out if that cousin will be there in May. And then we leave Dead Horse Ranch State Park. Oh wait, Nestor said, oh sweet, Nestor, this is the place for you, this part of the video. Let's move your comment up. Nestor's going to do the 125. So, yeah, well, okay. So, Nestor, this is where let's go back. Now that I know that you're on the 125. You're going to be starting just west of Jerome, somewhere in the mine, right? So I think you're starting up here. And then, yeah, you'll be following the rest of the course. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't worry too much about getting lost, but then again, people do take wrong turns. The course is marked, but, lightly. I would just get really comfortable using guided GPS on your phone so that you get any point that you ever have a question, you can really quickly pull the map out and verify your location. So yeah, I'm really excited for you, Nestor, that you're going to be doing the 125. That's awesome. Okay, so then you leave Dead Horse Ranch State Park, and this is running across the. This is really desert running at this point. Again, I mean, we've been doing some desert running until now, but we leave civilization of Clarkdale and Jerome and the Prescott before that, and get on to Lime Kiln Trail, and finally getting to Deer Pass. So let's split the course at Deer Pass, and we're going to rename the section before that 13 Dead Horse Ranch State Park to Deer Pass. I don't like how long that name is. Let's do this. Let's change Dead Horse Ranch State Park to Dead Horse Ranch SP. Sure. And let's do it here too for consistency. All right. And section 13, Dead Horse Ranch State Park. And then we go on some beautiful red dirt road and trail. This is single track through here. We do a big long climb up and over something. I don't know what this says, Schnauer Mountain, but I don't know what the name of this peak is. Let's change map overlays and see if we can learn what that is. In fact, is there anything that satellite's not going to, of course, show us much, but I was just curious to see. Well, I guess this whole thing is called Schurman Mountain. So there's a bit of a climb up to this point, as you can see on the lines. Actually, this Forest Service map is pretty sweet. Let's just use this for a while. I like it. Okay, so then we hit that water station by the high school. And now this is different. In the previous years, we've done some running on some trails over here. Actually, you know what's interesting about, sorry for all these diversions, but this Forest Service map doesn't actually show these trails. See that? I don't like that. I want to see the trails on the map. So as much as I like the Forest Service map, we're going to switch to a different version again. Let's take a look at something that actually has those maps on it. Okay, these maps are on this version. So let's use this layer. Okay, blah, blah, blah. New course. We haven't run this trail before. Oh, look at this. We go into town. So this is a new aid station location in Sedona from past years. So pretty excited about checking this place out. What is it? It's the name. It's some park. I don't know the name of it. So let's split this, and then the section leading into that aid station is going to be section 14, Deer Pass to Sedona. Copy the name Sedona. Okay, and of course that was 14, so I need to make it blue. Edit, change the color, blue. Okay. Just check on. Okay, sweet. We leave Sedona, I think, out on some trails I don't think we've been on, but I'm not entirely sure. I am curious, though. Where did we used to have our aid station? Camelhead Rock. I guess I just don't know Sedona well enough to know where the course used to go. But in any case, we leave Sedona, get onto some cool trails. Remember this section being really hot last year. We go underneath this bridge, which is super cool. And then we hop down onto some trail before we cross the Oak Creek to start heading up Kasner Canyon Trail. Okay, so this is the section out of Sedona. Up, super climbiness. You can see the colors from that slope shading. We're going up. This section is tough. Nestor, get your climbing training done. Bring your trekking poles. Yeah, this is a section, this tough section. This water station you'll be so grateful for. I know I was. And then this is like a dirt road, which we're on for pretty much all the way to the next aid station, which is, I want to see if I can remember it without looking. Don't look at the screen. Is it like Schnebly? Oh yeah, it's Schnebly. Okay, so then we go to Schnebly. So let's split the course right there at Schnebly. Yes. Oh, by the way, I just did that without thinking. I might do that from now on. That okay that comes up when I say split, it's like, are you sure you want to split? I can dismiss that or I can confirm it by pressing the space bar. And that saves me, a fraction of a second. So this is segment 15, Sedona to Schnebly. I missed the N. Schnebly. Copy. That's going to be red because it's odd numbered. And then I remember this section being really sloggy, just rocky road, and I kicked many rocks through here. It would be kind of fun to not be there in the middle of the night, but I'm not sure what the timing is going to be this year. I'd love to see what it looks like in the daytime. And then Munds Park, where was that aid station last year? Maybe here? Actually, I don't even know. In any case, they have a new location for the Munds Park aid station. It's now at this golf course. So that's kind of fun. Let's go ahead and split it at that spot. Modify, split, okay. And let's rename that section before Munds Park. And we're going to call this section 16, Schnebly to Munds Park. Copy and paste. Oh, make it blue. Make it blue. Okay. We leave Munds Park on road for a little while, and then we hop off the road onto trail. And I think that this is very, very similar to last year, or if not the same. We'll have to see. Kind of curious. I am actually curious. Let's take another diversion. Let's look at iCloud Drive. Whoops. I'm on running 2022 Cocodona. Let's open up this guy. Oh, come on, please work. You should never, during a live demo, do something off the cuff. You never know what's going to go wrong. I'm downloading something. I just don't know. I think iCloud needed to download that file from the server. There it goes. Now it's finished. And I'm actually going to really make this big so that we can see it. And let's make it a different color. Oh, look how different the course is going to be. Whoa. Friends, the section coming out of Munds Park is so different than last year. Oh, yeah, this was a wrong turn that we did. I remember that. What was this? Oh, it was just, that was the course shape. Huh. What we're on is something that's so smooth looking. Interesting. Oh yeah, okay, that's where the old Munds Park aid station location was. Huh. Let's rename this 2022. All right, hide that. Interesting. All right, so then we leave Munds Park, something new, and then I guess back onto the old after that. Yep. And we get to Kelly Canyon. I was so happy to get to Kelly Canyon last year. Spacebar. Rename the section before. Edit. Oops. This is section 17, Munds Park 2. Kelly Canyon. And then we leave Kelly Canyon on road, or dirt road, followed by actual asphalt road, more asphalt road. We go underneath this road there, and then trails up to Tut Hill. Yay, Fort Tut Hill. So we'll zoom, or we'll modify this, split it, space for OK. Let's edit the segment before Fort Tut Hill. This is segment 18, Kelly Canyon to Fort Tut Hill. Copy. Fort Tut Hill is, if you've seen my videos, it's like a giant indoor aid station. I'm not sure what the building was made for, but it's just a big inside space, and great volunteers, yummy pasta type of dishes they had before, really yummy. All right, then we leave Tut Hill. We actually go around this, I guess this is an airport, which is hilarious, not hilarious, but I think that's just interesting, only because I've never seen it. I've gone through this section both times at nighttime, and even though we're this close to the airport, I had absolutely no idea. That's funny. All right. And then we get on this trail. We get into the whatchamacallit. Yeah, Walnut Canyon area, Walnut Creek and Walnut Canyon. I think that this climb here, right at this spot, is a pretty steep climb to get from creek level up on top. And then we eventually get to Walnut Canyon Aid Station. This is on the AZT, the Arizona Trail. It's a nice section. I've done this at night both times. Both times I've run the race so far, the sun is coming up right around the time that we got to Walnut Canyon Aid Station. All right, so this is segment 19, Fort Tut Hill to Walnut Canyon. We leave Walnut Canyon, just through the forest, under the highway, on highway, or onto road, and then we get off the road, more single track, a little bit of road, single track. And some advice, Nestor and whoever else, make sure you've got plenty of water leaving Walnut Canyon. I don't know why I miscalculated, but last year I ran out of water before I got to the Eldon Mountain climb. I was somewhere around, well, I was somewhere over here when I was like, oh crap, I'm going to run out of water. And then it was somewhere right around there that I remembered that there was a camping place, a KOA campground nearby. And I knew that it had a trail access onto this trail. So I ended up leaving the course, going to the KOA, buying some water, and then going right back to the course. So anyway, there are options for getting water if you need it, but probably best to just leave Walnut Canyon with a bunch of water. Nestor, I don't remember how much I was carrying. If we went back and watched the video, we would probably figure it out. I don't even remember if I had bottles or a reservoir. Probably just bottles. Let's do this. Let's see if we can answer the question. If it was, it might have been 2 liters. That might have been how much I had. 2022. Ooh. Thanks for the update. Sorry. My second, Facebook Marketplace guy is on his way. Oh, and I need to mark that Margaro bought that thing. Margaro, more options. Okay. That one's done. Alrighty, Cocodona 250 2022. I am curious to see what I did in that part. West Panting, Kelly Canyon Aid Station, Walnut Canyon Aid Station.
plate siding up here.
It's before all that. Okay, didn't bring enough. I want to see when I actually fill up the water.
Then I'll come.
My voice was trashed too. I was so dehydrated. So I went to this KOA, and I bought three liters. Oh, I did have a reservoir. Oh, you know what? I bet I left Walnut Canyon with an empty reservoir, and maybe I only had the 2 bottles. I don't know what I was thinking. But if you were to do, well, let's find out. This also, the work we're doing right now is going to tell us what the mileage is from Walnut Canyon to Mount Eldon. So let's split the course here at Mount Eldon. So modify split. Okay, and then this segment is called edit 20. Oops, 20. Walnut Canyon to is it Mount MT Eldon? Oh, it's just Eldon. To Eldon. And it's blue. And there's a couple ways I'm going to show you this information. I'm just going to put my cursor over the route. And as you see, it gets bold. And if you look at the top of the window, it might be tough for you to see, but right here where I'm moving my cursor, it shows the name of the segment as well as the distance. And so it says 13.17 miles. The other way you can see it is if you click on the course and click on profile, either that's the same as pressing the elevation profile button right next to the thing. So I'm going to click profile. That draws the elevation profile, and it tells you the distance here as well. So that is a 13.2 mile section. Yeah, if I only had 2 bottles up front, that was really, I don't even know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking clearly. So anyway, leave with enough for, let's say that's going to take you, let's say you're going 3 miles an hour. That's going to take you 4 hours. So, 3 liters would be what you should have for that segment, I'd say. Okay, look at this, friends. Oh, I think we are done. So because I did that last split, now the last section is 7.84 miles. That's not right. That's more like a 9-mile thing. One thing about CalTopo is its calculations for distance are not exactly accurate. I think everything's a bit short on CalTopo. Okay, let's go ahead and delete the 2022 line. I don't need that anymore. I do need to rename that last segment. So the last segment is 21, Eldon to finish. And, okay, awesome. Let's do this. Let's do a little bit more work, and then I think we'll be just about wrapped up. I'm going to add a couple folders. By default, CalTopo puts markers into a markers folder, and they put all the lines into a folder called lines and polygons. I like to have folders that are a bit more helpfully named, so I'm going to call one aid stations. And I'm going to turn off if checked labels will be visible. Because I don't want them visible by default. I don't think. Yeah, maybe I'll change my mind about that. I'll show you how that works anyway. So I'm going to make it, and then I'll make another folder, this one called segments. Also, if checked, labels will be visible. I'm going to turn that off so you'll see it. And I guess we'll leave entire course. That's fine for now. Okay, so this is how this goes. So I've got all these different things. You can edit individual markers and change the folder that they're in. If you click the edit button, I could choose aid stations from the folder. And then when I click OK, that aid station moves into that folder. Similarly, you can do that with segments. You can edit a segment and choose the folder. And now when I click OK, segment 1 is now in the segments folder. But you say, Wes, I don't want to do that 20 times or 40 times because of all the, for all the markers and all the lines. And I say, I don't blame you. How about if you did a bulk op instead? So choose bulk ops. I'm going to click on the top one, shift click on the bottom one. I have 24 rows selected. Now I'm going to click to change attributes. And here I can change the folder to be aid stations. And now they all move into the aid stations folder. And then I'll do the same thing with all my segments. Change attributes, folder, segments, update. Hey, Joseph, thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Joseph Huertas is a supporter, or that's not the right word, is a member of the channel. So, Joseph, thank you so much for contributing a little extra money each month to support the channel. It means a lot to me personally, and anything I can do to help defer the costs of all these races is greatly appreciated. So, thank you very much, Joseph, for coming to check this out. Okay, so see now I've got I can turn off all the segments by clicking the entire folder off, and that leaves behind the entire course. I can turn off all the aid stations, and let's just do a quick refresh. And now I had told those folders that I didn't want their labels to be shown. So now, even though segments is there, I'll turn off lines, you don't see the labels. And I'm not sure. Show labels. CalTopo has been changing the way labels are presented and controlled over the last couple of years. I'm not sure I like the current things. I want to see them when I want to see them, but I don't want to see them when I don't want to see them. And I used to have a little button down here next to bulk ops where you could toggle the labels on and off. But now you have to show it here, which I don't know. I just feel like that's just too many clicks. You have to click this, and then click this. Error communicating, right? And you know what I'm going to do is I am going to make another folder for the entire course. I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it entire course. And I'm going to say that when this page loads, this entire folder is going to be disabled. It's going to be turned off. So when users visit this URL, by default, it will appear like this because I'm refreshing. It's just taking it a very long time. Is it going to look like that when I refresh? Oh, of course, I didn't put that into the entire course folder. So let's do that. Let's edit entire course, put it in. I lost my entire course folder. Entire course, don't save. And now edit the entire course, put it into the entire course folder. Okay. And so this is refresh. This is how it's going to look when I see it did have an error communicating with the server, and it didn't get my settings saved from those two. Let's refresh again. Oops, cancel. See how there's just too many labels. So anyway, that's the problem with labels, is that when you don't want to see them, there's too many of them. So let's make it so that maybe it's just the segments that appear. And if you want to see an aid station name, you can click on the aid station name. It shows it. And of course, the segment names tell you what they are. Okay. That is kind of it. So at this point, I can take this URL and I can go. Let's see, where is Alicia Jenkins? Mentioned the thing. Leave the page. I'm going to paste this back into the CalTopo, not CalTopo, the Cocodona group. I just have to close the 20 million Facebook Messenger messages. All right. So Alicia's like, hey, can anybody make this thing for me? And I'll be like, hey, Alicia, have a look at this and see if it helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Boom. Any questions from you all on the live stream? What would you anything you want to know about the course or about this, or I guess what I could show you, while I wait for you to ask questions, is, well, now what, right? I mean, okay, so you've made all this. Still, nothing's on the watch. Nothing's in Gaia on the phone. Nothing has actually been created that's useful outside of CalTopo, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, if you like, CalTopo makes a mobile phone app, so you could use CalTopo to navigate the course. I happen to like Gaia GPS myself, so I like to get the stuff out of CalTopo. The way that I do that is with a fairly tedious export session. So you could, now, and of course this depends on what your watch supports and also what you want to do with it. If you wanted to have all the segments in a single GPS file, you can make it so that all the segments are selected, and then from the format you choose GPX, and that will create one GPX file with 21 different segments in it. It's not what I want, though. What I would prefer to do is to have each segment separate. So instead, I'm going to turn everything off. I'm going to say GPX, and then I'm going to choose just a single segment, and I'm going to copy the name of it. I'll show you why. Click Export, and then I'll go to my Downloads folder. And, whoa, let's do that again. Downloads folder. And here, I've got date modified sort. I'm going to rename this file and paste the name I just copied, because when these files are created, they always get the name from the map name. So the map is named Cocodona 250 2023, but I want these to be named by the segments. So then I will export again. This time I'm going to choose segment 2. I'm going to turn off segment 1. I'm going to copy the name of segment 2, copy, click export, go to the Finder, rename it. So this is not difficult to do, but this is a little bit tedious to do. Copy, export, switch to Finder, select that file and rename it. And then we'll do this, just repeat, export. Number 4, Crown King to Arrastra Creek, export, Finder, up, return to rename it, paste, return to accept the change. Okay. I'll be done after this, I think. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help out in any way. After you have all these GPX files, you can copy them into Garmin Connect if you're a Garmin user, and then they will sync to your watch. Importing into Garmin Connect is similarly a little bit of a tedious thing like this, where it's a lot of clicking the same things over and over again, but it doesn't take very long. It's easy to make a mistake, I think, because it's just so tedious. But number 8, export. Oops. Also, once you have this map this way, you can also print it out. And I have a video on my YouTube channel for members exclusively that does show exactly how I get that printed out and put it up onto the wall. I like having this like giant 6 foot by 8 foot map on the wall, and or whatever the size is. And so yeah, go to check out that if you'd like to learn how I make the things. But this is the work that I did leading up to that, because I need to do the work to separate the segments into different segments so that I can colorize them red and blue and, you know, have that visual separation of everything. Right. All right. Nestor, are you still there? And oh, I have a question from Rob. Sorry. I wish that this window would scroll. When you import into Gaia, do you have problems with the elevation profile registering? Yes, I do, Rob. Thanks for bringing that up. And I guess in the end, I don't care, but I do have that problem. And maybe we can even just explore that here while we're here. Let me finish exporting all of these. I can show importing into Gaia, and then Yeah, let's just take a look at that because that might be kind of interesting. Where did I leave off? All right, 10. All right, Nestor, I'm glad you're still with us. Hope this is helpful for you. Let's see, export. The reason why I don't care, Rob, about the elevation profile not showing up on Gaia is because when I'm using Gaia, what I mostly care about is, am I on course or not? If I'm interested to know more about the elevation, the question I want answered is, how much longer until this climb ends? And my watch tells me that. So I can, when I put all this into my Garmin Enduro, and I'm navigating that section of the course. Oh shoot, did I forget to copy that name? And I'm navigating that section of the course. What I like is that the watch can be like, okay, you know, this segment is, you've got 1 more mile left of climbing. You got, you know, 400 feet of climbing, vertical climbing to do. But I could imagine if I understand that on Gaia, it would be pretty sweet if you could like see the map and see the profile. Where are you on the profile? That would be kind of nice. This is tedious. 14, copy, export, paste. Almost done. At least I tell myself that. 15, Sedona to Schnebly. Export. Schnebly to Munds Park. I missed this to 1. I feel like my skills at navigating are getting worse. I must be getting tired. Export. Munds Park to Kelly Canyon, number 17. Dunk, dunk. And 18. Oh, I keep going down there to export, but that's not where I need to do it. I need to do it at the top. Kelly Canyon to Fort Tuthill. Yeah, so I think what's interesting about this is that all this tedious work is really helpful in just getting into the brain, like all the names of the aid stations and kind of the order they go in. You know, like after Sedona, it's Schnebly, which I would have forgotten until now. After Schnebly, it's Munds Park. After Munds Park, it's Fort Tuthill. After Fort Tuthill, it's Walnut Canyon. And so doing all this stuff where I'm just constantly looking at the names is really helpful at reinforcing the information about the course that will come in handy hopefully someday. And last one, let's do Eldon to the finish. Okay, Eldon to the finish. Alrighty, I'm gonna, since Rob asked about Gaia, let's go ahead and log into Gaia, and I'll show you how I think you can fix that problem if you have the problem of the elevation not appearing. Because you probably already know this, Rob. If you're asking, you might know about the problem and the workaround. Joseph, it is a requirement that you carry a GPS device with the course loaded on it, that you can check your location against the course at any time. So having these separated out segments is not required, but it is required that you have at least the entire course on either your watch or on your phone or some other GPS device so that you can check your location. We're going to be down here somewhere. All right, let's go ahead and now in Gaia, I'm going to choose Upload, select Files, go to the Downloads folder where we were just working, and I'm going to select all 21 of those GPX files. No, we're not doing that. Just drag and drop the files on. I don't want to have to do that 21 times. It's just got to be like this, right? Yeah, just drag and drop it. Okay, so now there's all 21 segments into Gaia. Save them. Oh, that's interesting. Map visibility on. Center on map. All right, Gaia, let's see how this works. I'm going to load up Gaia on my phone. Okay, so there's the course. What's interesting is Gaia totally does its own coloring. Like, it ignores the colors I made. And but it is nice that when Gaia shows the course on the map, every single section is separate. Or I mean, every section is a different color, as I meant to say. Okay, so now on. Oh yeah, how can I? Okay, let's try to do something else new. Let's add. Let's see if we can be tricky. In the scene. Oh, it's an overlay. Where are the overlays? I'm going to see if I can show my actual phone on here. Dunk. Okay. But we're going to change it to be this one. Let's do... Yeah. Oh, I don't want the camera. Oh, can't I just share my screen? Oh, that's too bad. All right, then. Never mind. Let's go back to this scene here, just the camera. There's Gaia. I'm gonna tap on. Let's see if I can look over my own shoulder here. At settings in the bottom, I'm gonna tap that. Let's go back to the map. There's the map. Tap settings. Brings me here. I'm gonna tap on account. And then I'm gonna tap the sync button. And so now it's synchronizing. It's now synchronizing all the data from the website onto my phone. It's done. So let's go back to the map. Let's go to Arizona. There it is. And let's tap on a segment. Let's go into that segment. And let's look at that elevation. It says 0 feet. Yeah, no elevation profile in Gaia. It's kind of lame. So the way you fix it is, oh boy, Rob, tell me if I'm wrong about this, but if I remember right, I'll have to do this, or I've done this before. It's just that I don't remember how. In here, there is a option to fix it. Edit. Convert to area. Oh, there it is. Look up elevations. Okay. So let's do this. You tap on the segment. Bonk. That brings up this little guy where it shows you all of the trails and other points of interest along the way. Tap on the segment and then tap edit and then tap look up elevations. And it's like, are you sure you want to do that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. So then iOS or Gaia on iOS goes and reads all the elevations and should show something. So it shows now the elevation profile, speed profile. Of course, there isn't anything for that, but it does now show the elevation profile if that's something that I want to see. So you have to fix it yourself, as far as I know, by tapping the edit button on each one. So that would have to be done for every segment. Okay, hope that helps, Rob. Okay, wow, we did a lot today. Did all the editing of the course, we even got it into Gaia. And so I think we can probably call it quits at this point. Thank you all for joining the live stream. Just a plug, please consider becoming a subscribing member of the channel. I think it's just $2.99 a month US. And yeah, a little bit of that money goes towards me, or Google takes its share, then a little bit comes to me, and it just, it does help towards the defraying costs of things. So do appreciate you watching the channel and everything all like that. Let me know if you have any questions. People in the future, ask questions on the comments down below. Be happy to answer. And thanks a lot for watching this. Appreciate you. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.